Imagine you're a restaurant owner with multiple locations. Each location has its own menu, but you want to keep the recipes consistent. You need a way to manage these recipes across all locations. This is similar to managing application configurations in Kubernetes. We'll build a system to manage config maps and secrets, and explain why it's crucial for scalable and secure applications. By the end of this tutorial, you'll understand how to use config maps and secrets to manage your application configurations. You'll learn how to create, update, and use them in your Kubernetes deployments. Config maps are like a recipe book for your application. They store configuration data as key-value pairs, making it easy to manage and update. Secrets, on the other hand, are like a safe where you store sensitive data, such as passwords or API keys. They're encrypted and only accessible to authorized components. Think of config maps as a public bulletin board, while secrets are a locked cabinet. We use config maps for non-sensitive data, like database URLs or port numbers, and secrets for sensitive data, like database passwords or SSL certificates. This separation helps keep your application secure and scalable. Let's look at the architecture diagram. We have a Kubernetes cluster with a config map and a secret. The config map is like a public library, storing configuration data that's accessible to all components. The secret is like a secure vault, storing sensitive data that's only accessible to authorized components. The application pod uses the config map and secret to configure itself. The Kubernetes API server manages the config map and secret, ensuring they're updated and synced across the cluster. To follow along, you'll need a Kubernetes cluster and the kubectl command line tool. You'll also need a text editor to create configuration files. Don't worry if you're new to Kubernetes, we'll explain each step in detail. If you don't have a Kubernetes cluster, you can create one using a cloud provider like Google Kubernetes Engine or Amazon Elastic Container Service. When to use config maps versus secrets. Use config maps for non-sensitive data, like database URLs or port numbers. Use secrets for sensitive data, like database passwords or SSL certificates. Think of it like storing your credit card number versus your phone number. You want to keep your credit card number safe, but your phone number is public information. Let's create a config map to store our application's configuration data. We'll use the kubectl create config map command. Think of it like creating a new recipe book. We'll add key-value pairs to the config map, like the database URL and port number. This will make it easy to manage and update our application's configuration. Now, let's create a secret to store our application's sensitive data. We'll use the kubectl create secret command. Think of it like creating a new safe. We'll add sensitive data to the secret, like the database password. This will keep our application's sensitive data secure. Here's the process flow. We start by creating a config map and a secret. Then, we update our application's configuration to use the config map and secret. Finally, we deploy our application to the Kubernetes cluster. If there's an issue, we troubleshoot and repeat the process. Let's verify that our config map and secret are working correctly. We'll check the Kubernetes console to see if our application is using the config map and secret. Look for the config map and secret names in the console, and verify that the application is using the correct configuration data. Common issues beginners face include incorrect config map or secret names, or forgetting to update the application configuration. To fix these issues, double-check the names and update the configuration. If you're still having trouble, check the Kubernetes console logs for error messages. In summary, we learned how to use config maps and secrets to manage our application's configuration data and sensitive data. We created a config map and a secret, updated our application's configuration, and deployed it to the Kubernetes cluster. We also troubleshoot common issues and verified that our application is working correctly. With this knowledge, you can now manage your application's configuration and sensitive data in a scalable and secure way. Subscribe for daily in-depth DevOps tutorials explained in simple terms.